welcome to Real English Lab. I am Jigner.
And I am Shadow. Let's imagine this situation. You are at a restaurant with a new group of friends. The bill arrives at the table. Everyone looks at it. And then they look at you. You feel your face get warm. You don't know what to say or do.
It is an uncomfortable moment for many people, but it doesn't have to be. By the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to talk about money in English, comfortably and confidently.
That's the goal. Let's start with some essential vocabulary. The first word is a very important one: budget. A budget is a plan for how you will spend your money.
It is a plan. Knowing this word helps you talk about your financial limits clearly and politely. Let's say it slowly. Budget.
Budget. Repeat after me. Budget.
Now you try. An example sentence could be, I need to make a budget for this month.
Excellent. Next up is a verb, to afford. If you can afford something, it means you have enough money to buy it.
Afford.
To afford. Repeat after me. To afford.
Your turn. For example, this car is beautiful, but I can't afford it.
Great job. And speaking of making good decisions, if this is your first time here at the Real English Lab, hit that subscribe button. It's a great investment in your English fluency.
A very smart investment. Now, let's look at a common phrase, on a tight budget. This means you have very little extra money to spend.
Exactly. The word tight here means strict or limited. It's a very natural way to explain your situation without giving too many details. Let's say it slowly, on a tight budget.
On a tight budget.
Now you try. A great example is, I can't go to the cinema this week. I'm on a tight budget.
Perfect. Our next phrase is to save up for. This means you are putting money aside regularly for something specific you want to buy in the future.
This phrase is great for talking about your financial goals. It's very positive. Listen closely. To save up for.
To save up for.
Your turn. For instance, I'm saving up for a vacation to Mexico.
Stay with us because the next phrase is the one most learners never learn, and it's the most useful one.
Here it is. It's a bit pricey. This is a polite and indirect way to say something is expensive.
That's expensive can sometimes sound a little rude or direct. It's a bit pricey is softer and more common in conversation. Let's say it slowly. It's a bit pricey.
Repeat after me. It's a bit pricey.
Now you try. For example, I like those shoes, but they're a bit pricey.
Excellent. And what is the opposite? You could say, that's a good deal. This means the price is very good for the value you get.
Everyone loves a good deal. It shows you are smart with your money. Let's practice. That's a good deal.
Repeat after me. That's a good deal.
Your turn. For example, this coffee machine is 50% off. That's a good deal.
Or one more, and it's essential for eating out with friends. To split the bill. This means to divide the total cost of the meal equally between everyone.
This is a lifesaver. It makes paying at restaurants simple and fair. Let's say it slowly. To split the bill.
Repeat after me to split the bill.
Now you try. For example, the meal was $60 in total. Let's just split the bill. We can each pay $30.
Fantastic. Now you have the key vocabulary. Let's see how these words and phrases are used in a real conversation. David says, I'm so excited for our trip to the coast next month. And Maria replies, me too. I really need a vacation. Have you looked at hotels yet?
Yes, I found this amazing place with a sea view and a pool. It looks perfect.
So far, so good. Now, Maria needs to talk about money. She asks a very important question. Oh, that sounds nice. What's your budget for the trip?
This is a great question to ask early in the planning. Let's practice it. What's your budget for the trip?
Let's say that. Again, slowly. What's your budget for the trip?
What's your budget for the trip?
Your turn. Another way to ask this is, how much are you thinking of spending?
Now, the conversation continues. David says the hotel is $200 per night. Maria knows this is too much for her.
The next part of this conversation is where most learners lose confidence. Pay close attention. Maria needs to be honest but polite.
She uses one of our new phrases. She says, "Wow, that does sound amazing. But to be honest, that hotel is a bit pricey for me."
That's a perfect way to say it. It's gentle and clear. Let's practice that key sentence. That hotel is a bit pricey for me.
That hotel is a bit pricey for me.
Repeat after me. That hotel is a bit pricey for me.
I don't think I can afford that.
So David, being a good friend, understands. He asks, "Oh, okay, no problem. What were you thinking?"
Well, I'm on a small budget this month because I'm saving up for a new computer.
That's a good way to say it, Shadow. And another common phrase is on a tight budget. Tight means there isn't much extra money. So she could also say, "I'm on a tight budget this month."
Oh, thank you, Shadow. That is a great point. On a tight budget is a very natural phrase. It shows that mistakes are normal and we are all always learning.
Exactly. Let's practice that sentence. I'm on a tight budget this month.
I'm on a tight budget this month.
Repeat after me. I'm on a tight budget this month.
Your turn. You could also say, "I need to be careful with money this month."
Now for the solution. David says, "I totally understand. Let's find something more affordable. The most important thing is that we go."
And Maria is relieved. She says, "Thanks for understanding. Let's look together tonight. The problem is solved and the friendship is strong."
You see? With the right phrases, a difficult conversation becomes an easy one. It's about being clear, honest, and polite.
Now, let's move to our problem-solving section. These are for unexpected situations where you need the right words immediately.
Okay, first situation. A good friend asks to borrow some money. This can be very awkward. You want to help, but you are not comfortable lending money.
It is very awkward. Here is a clear, polite, and firm phrase you can use. "I'm sorry, but I'm not comfortable lending money to friends. I hope you understand."
This is a great response because it sets a boundary without blaming your friend. Let's practice it. It's a longer sentence, so we'll go slowly. I'm sorry, but I'm not comfortable lending money to friends.
I'm sorry, but I'm not comfortable lending money to friends. I hope you understand.
Your turn. A shorter, more direct variation is, "Unfortunately, I can't help with that right now."
This next situation is the one nobody prepares for, and it happens all the time.
It's true. You are at a nice restaurant. The bill comes, you look at it, and you see a charge for something you did not order. What do you do?
Many people feel too embarrassed to say anything. They just pay it, but you don't have to. You can say this to the waiter. "Excuse me, I think there might be a small mistake on the bill. Could we look at it together?"
Using the words "I think," "might be," and "small mistake" makes it very polite. It suggests it's a simple error, not a big problem. I used to feel very nervous about this. But one time I was charged for a very expensive bottle of wine I didn't order. I knew I had to say something.
That's a very relatable feeling, Ginger. It feels confrontational, but it's just about paying the correct amount. So let's practice that phrase. "Excuse me, I think there might be a small mistake on the bill."
Let's say it again, slowly. Excuse me. I think there might be a small mistake on the bill.
"Excuse me, I think there might be a small mistake on the bill."
Your turn. Another option is, "Could you please double-check this charge for me?"
Okay, one final situation. This is perhaps the most difficult. Someone asks you a very direct question, like, "How much money do you make?" or "How much did your house cost?"
In many cultures, including American and British culture, this is a very private topic. You do not have to answer this question.
You can politely decline to answer. A perfect phrase is, "I prefer not to talk about my salary, but thank you for asking."
It's polite, direct, and it closes the conversation. Let's practice. I prefer not to talk about my salary.
I prefer not to talk about my salary.
Repeat after me. I prefer not to talk about my salary.
Your turn. Another great option is, I'd rather not get into specific numbers if that's okay.
And that's it. With these phrases, you are prepared for almost any situation involving money.
You have done an amazing job today. Let's do a quick recap of the 5 most important phrases from this episode.
Number 1, on a tight budget.
It's a bit pricey.
Number 3, can we split the bill?
Number 4, I think there's a mistake on the bill.
And number 5, I prefer not to talk about my salary.
Now, for your challenge for the week, it's very simple and practical. This week, when you go to a shop or browse online, look at a price tag. Then say to yourself, in English,
That's a good deal, or, that's a bit pricey. Just practice connecting the English phrase to a real price.
and for more practice, please leave a comment below with one sentence from today's episode. For example, I am saving up for a new phone.
We read every comment. Thank you so much for joining us today at the Real English Lab.
Keep practicing, keep growing. We'll see you in the next episode.
And you won't want to miss our next episode. We're going to talk about how to give your opinion in English without starting an argument. It's going to be a good one.